Hi, Brian McWhorter here from Safeopedia with another Safety Moment Halloween edition, coming from an actual haunted house, showing my commitment to good content and lack of good judgment all in one shot. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the tips that we need to keep our trick-or-treaters safe on that fun candy gathering night. And we'll look at it from three different categories. How to keep the trick-or-treaters safe when they're out and about, their costumes, and then as adults what we need to do to watch out for them that night. And then we'll have one final category. We'll look at we'll have a little Halloween fun by looking at the tips that you need to know should you ever find yourself in a horror film. How to survive. Okay, that first category, keeping our trick-or-treaters safe. Now, there's no substitute for adult supervision. If you got kids 12-year-old and under that are out trick-or-treating, plan on being with them. Have a few adults is a great idea because remember, trick-or-treaters are often like herding cats. They might already be hopped up on sugar and they're definitely excited and ready to have a good time as they're dressed up like their favorite superhero, ghoul, goblin, princess, butterfly, hobo, ninja warrior, you name it. So you need to be the eyes and ears, the voice of reason that's keeping them safe. Plan the route in advance is a good idea. Picking nice routes that have as little street crossing as possible. Trunk or treating with churches and shopping center trick-or-treating is also great alternatives to going through the neighborhoods. But again, good adult supervision and plan where you're going to go. Make sure that you do cross the street at designated crosswalks with lights if possible. And don't assume that cars have your attention. Make sure that you try and get driver attention, that they see you. Also, when you're out with the children trick-or-treating, put your electronic devices away, no smartphones. If you've heard of the iPhone effect, it basically shows that we're horrible multitaskers. If you're texting or on the phone, it means you're not really watching the children. Put the phone away. It's great to have a smartphone for emergencies, but you don't want it taking away from the attention of herding the cats, keeping your eyes on the kids. Watch when you're passing through driveways. Again, try and stay on sidewalks and good direct paths, but watch out for cars backing out. Again, we want to be very defensive on keeping kids safe when it comes to interacting with vehicles. That pedestrian vehicle, never a good thing, especially at night. Okay, so let's look at the costumes. It's a great idea to have reflector tape, glow sticks, flashlights, anything that helps to draw attention to the child. We still want them to enjoy their costume, but a little light so that others can see them is a really good idea. Make sure that they're not wearing a costume that impairs their ability to see. Makeup is usually much better than having a mask, but if they do have a mask, make sure that they can see all right. Make sure the costume fits them well, that it's not too baggy or loose and forms a possible slip or trip hazard. We want them to be able to be comfortable and walk freely without worrying about them slipping on something and having an accident that way. Okay, as adults that night, most trick-or-treating is usually done between 5:30 and 9:30. So that's when we need to be really vigilant. If you have errands to run where you're driving at that time, take extra time, drive a little bit slower, have your headlights on, and be watching for children. So the last category, what do you do if you ever find yourself caught in a horror film? We all love our scary movies, but aren't you tired of watching those characters make those same dumb mistakes? So here are the tips you need to know should you find yourself in a horror film. Number one, stay with the group. If you have a character that hears a noise and says something like, "I'm going to go investigate, I'll be right back," he won't be right back. As a matter of fact, you'll never see him again, except for maybe stumbling across his dead body later in the movie. Stay as a group. Second, if the house is haunted that you're in, leave, sell, get away from it. Don't stay in a haunted house. Which I'm getting ready to leave this one. Next, avoid all teenage gatherings. Don't go to a prom, high school parties, camping trips. No, these just attract serial killers. Don't go to any of those. And lastly, if the killer or monster seems dead, walk away. Leave. Don't check. They're never dead. Run. Just go. Well, hopefully you enjoyed our Halloween edition. Again, it's Brian McWhorter with Safeopedia, and I think I'm ready to get out of here because this place is starting to creep me out. Thought I'd just kind of call for an Uber. Doesn't seem to be working. Isn't that funny? 911. Help.